We are live. We are live. Go ahead and kick us off, babe.
Well, hello, hello, hello. Okay. Well, all right. Welcome back to our podcast, A&O Connect with Andre, and
Oh, Mikio.
we're glad to be here for another podcast, and we are grateful that we were able to send you off last year and see you again this year. So happy New Year to you all. We haven't seen you since last year.
Happy New Year.
So we are grateful that those who will stop by tonight and those who will watch later will take the time out to just sit in and listen, to join us, to allow us to support you and to support us and just see what comes up next. So this year we're gonna do some things differently. We'll have some special guests on. We'll have maybe some couples, some married couples on. We'll
Yeah.
have some singles inspiring to be married or that may be in a relationship and doesn't know what the next step should be or could be.
Mhm.
So we'll mix it up this year. We're going to start it off with not so many topics, but conversations. We'll lead you to it and we'll ask that you participate and just, help us out. Join in. Give us your thoughts. Share your heart with us this year so that we can help one another to grow and to be better.
I think that's one of the most, what word am I looking for? One of the most interactive things that we have done is just really engage with the audience. I love the fact that our audience they put questions in the chat, and we're able to have conversations. We're able to talk about the things that we deal with on a real life scenario. We able to do those things. So I think I love the fact that we can be real here. I love the fact that you all engage with us, you ask questions or you have comments, right? Those things are so important because we never want it to be just us talking and you listening. This is for all of us. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about was what's new. It's 2026, believe it or not. 2025 is out of here, left us behind in the dust. Now we're coming into a new year. And yeah, we want to know what's new with you. I know we only have one person on that I can see right now. If you
Who's
can put it in the chat, I'm not sure who it
okay?
is
One
yet.
person. Okay.
Um, but if you can put it in the chat of who you are and if you are willing to just come and share with us what's new with you this year, what's going on. And I'm not talking about a New Year's resolution either, because I don't know. I think we get caught up with the New Year's resolution sometimes, and making promises that we sometimes don't keep. And it's really about not a resolution, but just really looking within yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to do something new. I don't have to. We try to write it down and do all those great things, but just put it out there. What's new with you?
Okay. Well, I would say we can share while we wait.
Yeah, let's share
For
while
me,
we're waiting.
for me personally, what I'm looking forward to this year is to be more proactive in life.
Mhm.
To not always speak on what I'm going to do, what I want to do, but actually do it. And take the necessary steps to be proactive and just make the best of things and get the most out of life
Mhm.
and to fulfill purpose. So, got some things coming up this year. Prayerfully, it will be soon. I'll be launching some things and hopefully making some connections, making some godly connections. So, yeah, just looking for a church home, somewhere
Yeah.
to praise and worship and to, share the gifts and talents God has given both of us. So, we got some things we're looking forward to this year, and we're just praying God will lead us to it and we'll be open to it when it does come as He
Absolutely.
prepares us. So, yeah, that's some of what I'm looking forward to 2026.
So for me, I think I have a couple words that we always start with one word, but I have a few words. Really just new focus this year, right? Just focusing on the things that God has given us to do. I know for me, I have done a lot. And I will continue to do those things. But more strategizing this year and building connections this year. My goal is to one, partner with you with your business and what you have going on.
Well, thank you.
Man moments and elevate with those colliding and coming together
You don't know the
this
name.
year. Um, but I'm sorry.
It's
And
okay.
then we have. I'm really looking forward to just getting involved with colleges and universities and even middle school young girls and really helping them uh, with their voice, right? Helping them with confidence. I do this with women today, grown women today, but I had an epiphany of, we need to be helping these young girls that are coming up. And I have a couple of friends that are doing this now. They're mentors and they have little businesses where, not little businesses, but businesses where they are helping, young women grow and that sort of thing. But I have a couple programs that God has given me that I want to just really help them get to that level where they feel confident in who they are. I see a lot of, I don't know, if you think about, you see people committing suicide and, sometimes you can't even talk to people. They get upset. They want to argue with you. So how do you just kind of balance and help out where you can? And that's what I want to do this year. I unfortunately will not be doing my event this year. Just doing
Mm.
something different and shifting the narrative a little bit. I wanted to do the purposeful pause, but you know what? God had a different plan. So I got some other things that He's given me that I just want to be my focus this year. And I just want to balance. That's another word that we talked about, really balancing, because I can get so busy, doing all this stuff that I really don't balance my life to make sure I'm taking care of home, my husband, my family at home, and then I'm taking care of, business at the same time. So balance and then audacity. I'm having the
Mhm.
audacity to go out there and do things that I ain't never done before. And this year is going to be a year that I'm going to experience doing things that I've never done. It'll be the first time doing stuff, but you know what? I'm going to do it. And the last one is consistency. Being consistent is so important. So those are the things that I'm striving for. So let's get back to the audience. I see a couple of people may have joined or listening. We are talking about what's new this year. What do you focus on this year? What's new year, new beginnings? What is it going on for you? Put it in the chat so we can kind of talk about what's going on with you.
Yeah. So, I guess we wouldn't expect a new year, old you. That's the old you was working for
Right.
you. That's fine. But what's next? You know, what's new? What's next? What you're looking forward to? Where you're headed? Um, what is your fuel?
Yeah.
What inspires you? What has encouraged you? And what has made you grow? What did you go through last year that has caused you to sit back and realize, you know what, that moment in my life, that season of my life really helped me to grow. Now I'm more this, now I'm more that. So now you can see it just wasn't a rough spot,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just a tough season, but it brought something out of you that you probably didn't think you had in you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so share with us. Come on and join us in this conversation. It's a new year, looking for new things, not just because it's a new year, but it's time. It's time to fulfill some things. It's time to dedicate our lives to some things, some purpose, so that we can see life to our fullest potential.
Yeah.
So we can share with others. We can help and be a help to others and allow others in to help us too.
Yeah. If it's you starting something new, ending something old, maybe you're in a building season. I know I am, but I'm always in a building season. Every year I try that. Maybe you're in a healing season, a resting season. We want you to talk to us. It's a safe space. We would love to hear from you. No judgment. We'll just allow a little bit more time. I did post it in the chat. What's new with you for 2026? That is what we are talking about. But let me ask you something, Andre, while we're waiting for people to comment. What's one thing that you're letting go of this year? You leaving it in. You done left it into in 2025. You're not bringing it with you in 2026. What's one thing?
Mm. If I had to think of two words, it would be my will.
Mm,
I've
that's
allowed
good.
myself to be stuck. I've allowed myself to outthink myself, and it's just been so many days wasted, so much time wasted, for whatever reason. And this year's about God's will for my life.
Mm-hmm.
To be aware,
Mm-hmm.
to be available, to be willing, to be ready,
Yeah.
and just to do and to go and to be. Without all the overthinking and procrastinating, the fear, the hesitating, the looking at the calendar, choosing a different date to start, all that stuff we do as people. I'll start next week, I'll start on this date. The time is now,
Yeah.
because we don't know if next week is for us.
You're right.
We don't know what's next,
Yeah.
but we do know that there is a will and a way, and that's with God. So that's where I'm going this year, getting rid of my will. What about you, dear?
So for me, just really well, I'm not really a negative person. So, but I was reading something the other day and it talked about how complaints, having no complaints, right? Because what happens when we complain is it creates negativity. And once it starts coming, sometimes you can't stop it. So for me, it's really even thinking about complaining, stopping it before it even gets out and shifting it to something that I can be grateful for. For instance, if I was to complain about, the noise that our grandkids make, instead of saying they making a lot of noise, blah, 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 and complaining about it, you know what? It's a joy to be able to spend some time with my grandchildren. So it's really just flipping the script and just really feeding back positivity inside of me. And also not letting other people make me feel like I can't be myself. Um, so this is something I probably have dealt with from time to time. Now, I do have the audacity and I come in and I'm guns blazing when I walk in somewhere. However, there is a small piece of me that's like, oh my goodness, what are they going to say now? Because everybody always got something to say. But this year, I'm leaving those thoughts behind and just like I'm coming as me. I am, going to show up like God sent me in the room. So, no longer concerned with what people say or, you know, um, no longer feeding into an environment where people may feel that who does she think she is or whatever. I'm not even in that this year. This year, I'm like, I'm coming in and I'm going to be me. I'm going to own the room if I need to. I'm going to, do what God has called me to do without overthinking it, like you said. So sometimes what we do, we overthink stuff. So not this year. No.
Okay, well, we all need something to look forward to. We all have something we can work on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So, what about something? And you may have already said this. I'm trying to talk to keep who's going to come in and post something in the chat. What about something you need more of this year? What is something you need more of this year?
Hmm. I would say more of you,
Oh, you so
your time, your energy.
you're making me blush. Stop.
Okay. More discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah, to stay focused, stay on
Mm-hmm.
track.
Mm-hmm.
I would say discipline. Yeah.
I would say for me, I would say more authentic relationships. I love Dallas, but sometimes what happens is I see that there's not always authentic relationship building. Um, a lot of what I see is this is the area where people are trying to make it, right? The people are coming from all over, from different places, and everybody trying to get their thing out there. And when I go to networking events, what I hear is, "What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?" And I'm like, "I don't want to talk about what I do. I just want to come and just hang out. I just want to get to know people. I mean, if you get to know me, you'll eventually find out what I do, but I don't want to just come into a conversation and we're talking about what I do." And what I've also experienced is now you know what I do, I know what you do, and now it seems like, now what can you do for me? So I haven't. I've had a couple people that I've met that I've gained genuine, relationships with, but I don't see that happening a lot. There's a lot of networking here, and that's fabulous, especially if you're trying to get your business out there. But really, true, authentic relationship, friendships, that's what I want more of this year. Like I want to be able to go on a girls trip. We ain't talking about no business. We having fun. We enjoying ourselves. We taking advantage of the life that we have. That's what I want more of. Like and more time with you, of course. Of course, more time with you. That is one of the things why I'm not doing some of the things that I was doing this year is because I do want to spend more time and have fun with not only my husband, my children and my grandchildren, as well as, getting the genuine, authentic friendships and relationships. So that's me.
Okay.
Why you laughing?
I don't know. Just always something to change, rearrange, and look forward
Mm-hmm.
to in life. And
Yeah.
sometimes we're unaware
Mm-hmm.
how much change we need, how much rearranging we need, because we get so caught up in where we are. And sometimes you have to switch lanes
Yeah.
and you have to do things a little bit differently.
I know for us, and again, still talking because we don't have anyone on yet, but for us, I think sometimes if we can be honest, we got into the routine of work, coming home, taking care of the kids. We got into this mundane routine. We're doing the same thing over and over again, and we forgot about us. And so, what I'll say is, sometimes we get so focused on our goals, we get so focused on work and all the other things that we sometimes forget to check in with our partner, with our family. Hey, how you doing? You all right? Where it's not anything specifically to do with, you know, your goals or work or anything like that. It's just really checking in with you and say, hey, babe, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Vicky, how are you?
Mhm.
So yeah, we're just talking about what's new with you for 2026. Nothing heavy today, but we're just talking about what's new for 2026 and just having some little warm, light conversation today. We do have a guest coming next in a couple
In
weeks.
2 weeks.
We were asked about having a grief series. So we do have a grief coach who's going to be coming and sitting and talking with us. So if you are dealing with grief or have dealt with grief and maybe you need some help with talking through some of those things, she's going to be on with us and going to be talking through some different things, and you have the freedom to ask as many questions if you want. If you want to send some questions in before time, please send us some questions that we can kind of vet through, and she will definitely answer them. She's an amazing woman who I've been friends with for quite some time. So I trust that she's going to definitely give us what we need. So Grief series starts January 22nd at 7 o'clock p.m. I will put some information out there to remind you all, but we all deal with grief. I'm not sure if we all deal with it appropriately or at the right time. Sometimes we sweep it on the rug and we deal with it later. But here's the thing: as soon as we think we done, it will show up again and say, "Yep, you thought you was done with me. Here I am." And it will be right there waiting for you to finish whatever it is that you're doing. I see we have our cousin Deja. I can't even talk today. Deja, I got tongue tied over here. Deja, hey family.
Hello,
Yeah, we
family.
haven't watched since last year because we haven't been on. This is our first episode of this year.
Yeah.
Episode 17. What'd you say?
17?
Yeah,
Okay,
this is episode 17.
Okay.
What you say?
No, I was saying last year, LOL, because it's been a few weeks.
Yeah. Last year has been a few weeks, but hey, last year, 2025. Yeah. So what's going on? We got a couple people that's on. We would like to know what's new with you for 2026. What's going on?
Yeah, what's next?
We made it into the new year. Absolutely. That in itself is something we got to be happy about. Making it in across. We crossed over from 2025 to 2026, and that's always good to just be able to come into a new year and get another opportunity to do things right, to get it right, right? So that's a blessing in itself.
Okay, cousin David, well, since we made it, what's next for you? What you looking forward to? What are you encouraged and inspired by? Who else we had?
And we got Vicky on.
Miss Vicky,
I
yeah.
got Tosh on.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see, Tasha.
So Tosh, you just jumped on. What we're talking about is what's new in 2026 for you. Cousin Deja said, "I'm so thankful God allowed me to see another year." You know what? I'm right there with you. Just being thankful for life. I think sometimes we take that for granted. I think we think we're gonna get up every morning, and every time we get up, especially when we don't need an alarm clock to wake us up, we got to be thankful because He allowed us to wake up, open our eyes, and take in this breath that we take in every day. So that in itself is, yeah, something to be very thankful for. All right, we got a couple people out there. What's new in 2026? And if you have a word that you all are claiming for 2026, put the word in the chat. We would love to hear what's your word for 2026. Andre talked about his word being, what's your word?
Disciplined.
Discipline. My word, I got a couple of words. Balanced. I want a balanced life with different things that I'm doing. Audacity. Yes, I got the nerve to show up like I show up. Absolutely. And the third thing is consistency.
Okay.
Tosh said, I'm going to put this up here so you can see. Cousin Deja said, "I'm taking it day by day, spending more time with God as well." That's
Amen.
amazing.
Amen. That's
amazing.
A good place to be, cousin.
It is a good place to be. And Tosh said her word is become.
Become.
Become what? What are you? What is that? Because I hear that a lot. I hear people are they're this year they have these conferences that they're saying becoming her, and so I'm hearing this word become quite a bit. So what does that mean? Become what? I'll let you sit with that for just a moment. I know we talked about, what's new for 2026, but what are you looking forward to for 2026? So cousin Deja said patience and endurance. Okay. Those are your two words, patience and endurance. I love that. Yeah. Those are two good ones because you need the patience to deal with everything that this world has going on, right? Taking it one day at a time, taking a pause, and just really just sitting and letting. And that other one is that endurance to keep on pushing, even when you feel like giving up. Go ahead, babe.
Okay, we'd like to hear from Miss Vicky. Still with us?
I'm not sure if Vicky's still out there or not, but if you are, Vicky, we'd love to hear from you. But I don't know. I
All
can't see
right.
everybody who stays on because people are coming in and out,
Okay.
so I can't see
Okay.
everybody. I can
That's
only see
good.
if you put something in the chat or if your name pops up.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, like you said, nothing heavy.
Oh, there's Vicky right there. She on.
Okay.
She said, thankful for each day. And I too have been spending more time in the scriptures, trying to let God lead in 2026. Okay. I love it.
Yes.
Good.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, here's the thing. I think about the time that we may have not been so focused on what you're saying, Vicky, spending more time letting God lead us. But when we yield and we say, you know what, this is gonna be different. It has to be different. It has to be different this year. And you allow Him to take hold. Whoo, some great things happen. Some really great things happen when we give Him the driver's seat. Ty said, it's a journey from who I've been to who God always knew I could be.
Well, all right.
I love that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's amazing. Go ahead.
All right. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. It's definitely a journey.
Well, here's what I'll say. And we talked about this a little bit because we get so kind of consumed with our goals and work and all the other stuff. Um, if you haven't in the past sat down and asked your partner, your significant other, um, your family, you know, what do you need from me this year? Like, because sometimes we don't know what people are really going through. And even if it's a listening ear, you know, what do you need from me? I think I want to do more of that this year of asking you, what do you need from me? How can I help you? I know I'm always helping everybody, but I really want to be intentional with understanding as a wife, what do you need from me so that I can continue to help you grow?
Okay. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's more of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Things change, people change. Life is always changing. Um, ideas, creativity, whatever it may be, things change,
Mm-hmm.
in time. So we have to be able to, I won't say always adapt, but with awareness,
Mm-hmm.
we can have the proper energy
Mm.
to engage
Mm-hmm.
and know how to engage
Yeah.
instead of seeing it as negative or, time taken away from you or whomever or whatever. Look into it. Look a little
Yeah.
deeper and see what it's all about. See what the excitement's about. See what the interest is. And maybe you can grab something out of it. Maybe it can, start your fire. You never know. So
Yeah.
just more aware and, like I say, more proactive and be more intentional this year.
Yeah, discernment is what cousin Deja said as well. Discernment is
Mm,
really important.
very critical.
I was talking to a young lady yesterday, and she said she was it was a coaching session, and she was saying that she has just gotten taken advantage of so many times. And she's a young girl, and I asked her, what was her relationship with God? She said, well, I'm spiritual, but I can use some help when it comes to my faith in God and trusting Him. I said, well, you need to ask God for some discernment, especially when you're talking about, you're getting you're taken advantage of over and over again, and just because that can pick at you a little bit, and it can really create some downward spiral. So you want to be careful of that. So God gives you discernment, and that little feeling you get something ain't right, you better trust it. Dig a little deeper. Something ain't right. You feel it in your bones. If your hair on the back of your neck stand up, you start getting a little goosebumps. Something, your body, listen to your body because it's saying something ain't right here. And a lot of times we ignore the warning signs. And we think we know what we think we know what it is, but sometimes it could be something totally different. So leaning in and just asking God for discernment, show me this, and allowing yourself to truly listen to what it is that He's telling you. So that's really good. So thank you for that. And Tosh said, let me also say, become is the international evolution of spirit, character, and calling. So okay, become. That's a word for this year for you. So I can't wait to see all that you become, all that God has already called you to be, because it's already within you. And that is something that um, I teach. I try to teach, because sometimes people feel like they don't have what they are already equipped with inside. And if they just saw it, you just saw that spark of all that you are. And I said this, I saw this video and it said, I think it was Felicia Rashad that said this. It was just recently on a reel, and she was saying that you ought to have such a unique being within you. God is already inside you. Like every characteristic that you could have, it's already built in, because He made us in His image. And that in itself, in a nutshell, should be more than enough to say, yes, I am worthy. Yes, I deserve all that He has for me. So I'm gonna toss it over to you, because I can keep talking. Tosh just said intentional. She said intentional. So it's not international. She meant intentional. Become is intentional evolution of spirit, character, and calling. So thank you for that. Good.
We serve an intentional God. Yes, we do.
Intentional God. Yes, you do.
Yeah. So He made each and every one of us. He was intentional. So what He gave us was intentional.
Yeah.
And what He expects of us should be intentional. So, a lot of times in life we get off track. The main thing is to realize that don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Realize it, be aware, that awareness, get back on track, get back up, get back on the right path, and keep going. And don't beat yourself up about what you did or what you didn't do when you should have done it. And you don't get a redo. Don't get a reset. There's no do-overs. So just like Tashala said, become. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep being. And just keep moving. You know. And take those things that you feel bad about or beat yourself up about. Take them as lessons learned.
Yes.
To do better. Let it be your motivation. Let it be that strength that you need to keep going and just say, okay, I'm not doing that again. So I know what that feels like already.
Oh, yeah.
So now you should want to know what the other side feels like. If that doesn't feel good, just imagine the other side of how that can feel.
Yeah.
But sometimes our energy gets low. Our faith gets a little low. We get so hard on ourselves and we just, like, well, you know what? It's probably over. I probably should have done it when I was supposed to. Well, I messed up this time. I'm too far back to even start over. Yeah, we say so many things to discourage ourselves.
We shoot ourselves down before we even give ourselves a chance.
Yeah.
I love what you said, Deja, because I was thinking that God knew us before He created us in our mother's womb. That's deep. And when you really sit and think about that, God knew me before I was even planted in my mama womb. He knew who I was going to be. He knew all these things. And for that, it's like that in itself is something that I feel is just awesome. Because He thought that much of me. He thought that much of you to say, I know you. I even know how many hairs you got on top of your head. Who else knows that? Who else? So I think sometimes we just take that for granted, even what you were just saying about how we give up on ourselves so much where we don't get something right. But if we leverage what I didn't get right and say, okay, but what did I get from this? What can I learn from this? And you take that and you apply it and try again, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it right. But if you don't get it right the second time, you still got something that you can gain from that to continue to move forward. So Vicky put on here, I want to let you read this.
Hmm. Well, all right, Miss Vicky. She says, so true, Mikio. If you get that feeling in your gut, trust it. Our message last week from our pastor was about patience. God works in his time, and we have to keep the faith while he works and makes things happen, and we can't rush it. Not easy, but he will always be there for us.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you for
Amen.
sharing. Yes.
Yes,
So
I love that. I love
and just
that.
know that he's always with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And one thing I would suggest that you try this year is don't allow the broken relationships to keep you broken. Sometimes we have to detach.
Yes.
And take a detour to get where we need to be. We can't stay on the same path sometimes. And sometimes the relationships that we see as failed relationships, sometimes it's just what it is. It's time.
Sometimes
It's
it's
time.
God shifting
Yeah.
and changing that. Because 9 times out of 10, when we in something bad and we can't see it because we got blinders on, he has to do something to move and shift you. And that could be whether it's in a relationship, it could be in a job. You talked about that last year where you was in a job and you just got so agitated and so irritated with people. There's different things that God does again, but we don't pay attention to the small things.
We look at people.
And it's maybe he's shifting it because you don't know what he gonna get, what he getting you out of. So sometimes we gotta trust God. Not sometimes, all the time. We gotta trust God and allow Him to lead. That's what Vicky said. Allowing Him to lead us in 2026. What would that look like if you allow God to lead your life with patience? Vicky talked about patience too. Like, listen, sometimes we be like, I want it now. We in this world where everybody just want everything now. But if you just was patient, because what I've learned is my goals and my dreams are like this. But behind the scenes, God like, okay, you want that little thing? Go ahead. But behind the scenes, he like, girl, I got all this for you. Just be patient. Just trust my timing. It will come. Oh, I love this. All right, Tasha said, my other word for the year is activate. I got to activate some things. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's activate some things. Some things been lying dormant, waiting for you to take that first step. But we overthink. We don't think we're good enough. And sometimes we like, what if they don't buy it? What if they don't like it? And what if they do? What if it works? What if you're successful with that one thing that you've been sitting on for 10 years, 5 years, whatever, you haven't activated? But what if you did this year? What if you activated that very thing that you've been sitting on for a very long time? It might just work. Trust the process is what I'll say. I'm going to go ahead and give it back to you.
Cousin Deja said, that's special. Okay.
And then she said, the word broken remind me of the glow sticks because even those have to be broken. Come on! That's what I'm talking about. They have to be broken in order to glow. That is, we don't think about little stuff like that.
And the light won't shine until it's broken.
The light won't shine until it's broken. So, what if we thought about that? Like, if I'm broken, maybe God is trying to fix something within me, because what He will do, and we are both testimonies to this, He will put us back together, and it will be better than it ever was. And we've talked about this. Y'all heard us talk about our relationships. Y'all heard us talk about where we was at a peak where we almost divorced, and it was flatline. But God.
Yeah.
But God.
Yeah, I thought about that glow stick. Sometimes, and I thought about what Tasha said, to become. And those kind of coordinate to me. Because it's a regular old glow stick in your hand. If it's dark out, you're just holding it. It is what it is. but how can you get the most out of it?
Mm.
How does it become what you need it to be
Mm.
to get the best out of it, to
Mm.
make the most use of it? You have to do something to it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to activate, take an action. You have to
Yeah.
break it.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's broken, it shines
Mm-hmm.
and it reaches its fullest potential. And it can be used for the purpose that you want it to be used for.
Yeah.
And that's how God does with us. Sometimes I have to break you from some things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have
Yeah.
to take some things and some people from you.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we sit in
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
and we feel bad,
Mm-hmm.
thinking
Yeah.
that things are just going wrong.
Yeah.
Start thinking differently.
Yes.
Okay, I'm in this season. What have I been doing?
Yes.
Have I caused a season in my life for God to need to get my attention?
Mm.
Is He speak to me because I'm on the wrong path, or I've been sitting too long and where I'm sitting? Think differently. Don't just think about something bad happening to me. I'm broke all the time. I'm stuck all the time. I can't keep a relationship. Maybe you haven't taken the time to be aware, to grow,
Mm.
to learn.
Mm.
You want to become, but God said He also wants you to be.
Mm.
Be available.
Mm.
Be patient. Be still. Be
Yes.
aware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and one thing, don't get into this habit this year of saying, I'm gonna be me. Sometimes that's your biggest
Sometimes
downfall.
you need to stop being you.
Be who God wants you to be.
I'm just
Because
saying.
sometimes that be me comes with an attitude.
Yeah.
And when it comes with some resistance and rebellion.
Can I just jump
You
into
can, you
real
can.
quick?
Go ahead.
Because not only if you're saying I'm being me and you haven't had any change, you haven't had any brokenness, you haven't had any shifts, but you still sitting in mess.
Mm,
That being me,
mm,
what is the first two letters of mess?
mm,
Me. So sometimes you got to evaluate, what am I contributing to this? Because you may need to look within yourself and evaluate and say, I need to make some changes. And that's why I love feedback. A lot of people, I did not used to like feedback. I used to hate it. I'm like, oh, somebody telling me I'm not doing right. And in my mind, I think I got it all together, but I really don't. So I started looking at it differently, like Andre said, digging a little deeper, like, okay, why am I getting this? Why is this happening? What do I need to look within myself to see? What is there anything that I need to change? Because if we don't do that evaluation, if we don't have those checks and balances, and you saying I'm just gonna be me, you're gonna be me, and you'll be in the same situation for who knows how long. Because sometimes it's us. It's not all the people around you. And if you hear the same thing over and over and over again by different people, check yourself.
mm. And I don't know why I keep thinking about broken relationships. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they don't work because you're not appreciated
Mm.
for who you are
Mm.
and where you are.
Oh, I like that.
Sometimes there's some jealousy,
Mm-hmm.
even in relationships, even in marriages. Sometimes there's resentment.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
So you just never know what somebody's heart is really holding
Mm.
in your presence. So where people don't appreciate, you can't elevate
Mm-hmm.
because always going to be something wrong. There's always going to be a negative comment. You're not going to feel supported. You're not going to feel loved sometimes. So think about those things. Don't just always look at yourself. Well, maybe I need to do this differently. Maybe I need to change. But maybe if I do this, they'll be more pleased with me.
Mm.
Sometimes it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a matter of the heart. So where they don't appreciate, and I'm not saying don't try. I'm not saying don't have conversations. But sometimes that's where you can't elevate and you wonder why you're stuck.
I will say just to piggyback off you, because last night I sent my girls some non-negotiables, because I'm about to help them get up out of some stuff. Listen, we ain't finna be stuck this year. Y'all gotta have some non-negotiables. You have to have some standards, some expectations. And here's the thing: I let you listen to the little recording, and it talked about I'm on this top shelf. And if you can't reach me, that's you. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not going to lower my standards, come down so that you can feel comfortable. And a lot of times that's what we do. We want people to feel comfortable. So we lower our standards and say, oh, I want them to feel bad. Feel bad. Because yeah, I have some non-negotiables. I'm not going to be treated less than. I'm not going to accept your crumbs. I'm not going to accept whatever you got going on, especially when you are capable of being better. And I think a lot of times I don't know where this comes from, so it's a dig deeper type of thing. But sometimes people feel obligated, like they need to help somebody because they see the potential in somebody. And here's what I'll say this year. If you have the urge to help somebody, and I'm talking about in a relationship type thing, help yourself first. Help yourself first, because how you going to help somebody else when you ain't got your stuff together? And you're allowing these things, whatever it is, and whoever on this live, this live, and if it applies to you, then you know what that is. You know how it makes you feel. So why do you accept anything less than what God has for you? I told my girls the other day, I said, God thinks of you all as princesses. So why would you are royalty. You got an inheritance. So why would you accept anything less than that?
Okay, we got some comments. Cousin Deja, I'm at the point that all I want to do is to be pleasing in God's sight. Amen. If it ain't Holy Spirit led, then I can't do it.
I can't do it. I'm with you.
Amen.
I'm with you. If it ain't God, I ain't doing it. Sorry.
Yeah. And then she says, all connected. Romans 8:28. Cousin Deja been reading her word.
Yes, she has.
Yeah, spirit all in her tonight. All right. And Tasla said, let me see.
I'll put it up.
Yes, our focus needs to be awareness and alignment.
Yeah, we already put these up.
Yeah. Okay. And she said something else about.
We already read it.
Okay. Oh, that one. That was Cousin Deja.
Yeah. But we done talked a lot. We got a few more minutes left. I just want to reiterate what we got going on for January 22nd. So we heard you. A couple of you asked about grief and having a grief series. And we are going to have that January 22nd. It'll be our episode 18. We're bringing a special guest. She is a grief coach. She helps many people get through understanding grief. So part one is that initial impact when you first hear it and what happens after that. Again, I wish I had my friend, is what I'll call her, back when my sister passed. This is the 4th year that I've lost my sister, and this is the 10th year for Mom in November. So we've experienced grief, and I don't think sometimes we have all the things that we need as we go through grief. So what happens when you get that call? I know for me, it was terrible. I think I screamed so loud. I ain't never screamed that much in my life. But we'll talk about what that looks like. Having some honest, real conversations about grief, what it feels like when it hits, how it shows up in your life, and what happens in the moments and days after. She's really going to help us talk about this. This is a heavy topic, and some people may feel like, I don't know if I want to come to that. Here's the thing. Come. Get what you can out of it. And if you know someone who's going through something such as grief, give them, when I put this out, and I'll put it out probably today, or it'll probably be next week because we're going to talk to her first. It'll be next Tuesday. I'll put it out. Share it so that people can learn and hear and ask questions. I see that Vicky put, grief is so hard. It is, Vicky. It never ends, and it is a lifelong journey. You are so right. It's like, even today, I was going through my pictures, finding a picture from my husband, and the pictures of my sisters just flooded through, and I had to go through it and experience it again. But it's not always bad. It's hard, but it's not always bad. I can say for me, because I just kind of reminisce of all the goodness and the great memories we've had, but there's also some hard times too. And then they just said sometimes that grief will have you in a chokehold for real. You right, it
Hmm.
will. It will have you in a chokehold. So we're gonna. It's a heavy topic, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
So many of us are walking through grief or have walked through grief, and we don't always have the space to talk about it. So we're gonna talk about it. So mark your calendars, January 22nd, 7 o'clock, because she has some other things going on. So we're gonna be here at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. You do not want to miss this. I'm gonna toss it back over to you.
Okay. So, anything else?
Just Vicky saying such beautiful memories. Yeah, so many beautiful memories. And if we can, just think about those. Yeah, we're gonna have some sad moments. We're gonna have some hard times, but we're also gonna have some times where we're laughing at some things that were silly. I know for Andre, I'll say this real quick before I give it back to him. Is his mom? She used to be like, "Why can't I sing?" And she would sing for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and we would just laugh and laugh and laugh. So memories like that, like they come up, and you just, I think for me, it just makes me just laugh to a point where I have tears of joy, versus tears of sorrow. So
Okay. Well, as we close, we are always grateful for you for joining us, taking time out of your day, your evening now, to be with us. So we appreciate you. Um, we hope that something was said today to encourage or inspire you. You always encourage and inspire us with your comments and sharing with us and allowing us in.
yeah.
This year, just ask yourself, how can I love different?
Hmm.
How can I love more?
Yeah.
How can I give more?
Hmm.
How can I be different
Yeah.
to the point where I feel peace?
Hmm.
I release some of the stress. And something that I was thinking about when cousin Deja was commenting today was just seeing the scripture and the scripture reference. That's actually how you shed the weight of this world,
Mm.
by taking in more of the word
Hmm.
and allowing that worldly energy to fall off.
Hmm.
And it's in that word you'll find peace, you'll find that comfort, the
Hmm.
inspiration you need, the endurance you ask for, the knowledge, the wisdom. You'll find all of that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so do things differently.
So Deja says, "Y'all about to go already? We just got here." It's already been almost an hour. And then Vicky said, "Appreciate the conversation. Really great segment. Thank you so much for joining us today,
Yeah.
Vicky. It's always a pleasure."
Well,
Yes,
well, cousin Deja, your family, you can call us anytime.
anytime, anytime.
So,
I also say that if you have any questions and you want, as you're preparing for the grief series, please, please, please send us some questions that you may have that you want her to answer. You have our all of our social medias already. You can see it on the screen right now. You can email us if you'd like. So just give us a heads up of what you want, and we'll make sure we get it over to her so she can be prepared with some answers. But this has been good. It's been light.
yeah, been light. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Anything else?
I don't have anything else. Just enjoy the
Okay.
time. And I enjoy the conversation with you, of course. And
Okay.
then
Well,
with everyone that joined us today, it's always good to connect with you all and have you all
yeah,
engage with us and interact with us. So we're just not over here talking to ourselves. We got some
yeah,
interaction and we're feeding into each other. And
yeah.
that's what this is all about. It's not about just us talking to you all, it's about you also talking back to us. And as Andre said earlier, we're going to have some guests this year. We won't be just me and him all the time. We're going to have some people coming on. So if that's you and you would like to join us and come on live with us, we welcome you. So just let us know. Again, hit us up on one of our social medias or email us at anoconnect@gmail.com. I'll turn it back over to
Okay.
you.
Well, we'll close with, let's remember as we part ways today and hopefully our hearts stay connected. Just remember that love makes us better
Yeah.
and it's love that keeps us together.
Yes.
So we love you and we thank you. And we'll see you next time. Be safe.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for tuning in.
When words were hard to find, we never gave up on love, no, 'cause you made a promise you'll always be